Hey, I'm going to answer a few questions from the comments of the Minecraft escape room video. So, somebody asked about cauldrons and how they worked in this room with the asymmetry. The basic thing is a cauldron has a comparator on the other side of the wall that can detect whether it has water in it. So you can see that this lights up, and if you were to take the water out, it would turn off. So this one's on. You can feed that into the lamp or the piston or whatever you want it to do. Just to show you how this works, we'd put the cauldron, the block, comparator facing out that way. Don't need to set it to anything. And then if you had redstone coming out of that and we put water in there, boom, it lights up. All we're doing here is just deciding which ones we want lit up. So right now the only thing that matters is that there's water in that one. If there's water in this, the light's on. If we take the water out of that, then it turns off. Boom. This one has to be completely full because I let it, if it's completely full, it's 1, 2, 3 redstone, and then the repeater picks it up, and then each level you drop it, drops the redstone. You could make this have more than one. So let's say I also wanted this one to be going. I could say pull this one out of here, and we could make an AND gate. Let's see. So an AND gate, if you've never seen one, is basically this. Where's my redstone? Boom. So you feed an input into here, you feed the other input into here, and then they determine what the output's going to be based on that. So in this case, we need a repeater because this signal will not go all the way. So we'll do that. We'll go ahead and fill this back up with water, and you can see that the lamp is now on, but if I were to take out the water from that one, the lamp would turn off. So you can do that. You can even have other things like I want this one to be empty. So if this one's empty, then it's on, but if someone actually puts something in there, then it won't work. And the way you would do that is just by having a NOT gate, which is where you just feed it through a block with a redstone torch on it. So now, as long as there's no water in here, this is, in the on position. So let's do. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so we're gonna grab one of these. I'm gonna put this. We'll do this. This guy will go here. Wait, nope, I'll go there. So now that is off, and this one's on, so the output of this AND gate is true. And as long as this is true and that one's on, filled up, so that's also true. So as long as those are both true, then this can be true as well, and the lamp's on. So now you can see that if I were to put water in this cauldron here, the lamp would turn off. Oh, I don't have a repeater. That's the important part. Forgot that. Yeah. So now this one has to be empty, and these both have to be full, or else it won't work. So you could use these AND gates just sort of connected to each other to determine what all of these need to be if you wanted to do that. I hope that makes sense. Let me know if you have any more questions about that. The other thing someone commented was that if you used a redstone block, you could detect what's underneath it, or you could use it to output something to the light. So in this case, the redstone block would have to be in the right spot, and if it was, the redstone below it would be activated, and this lamp would light up and all that sort of stuff. And so you could move stuff around, and I could have like a redstone block just built into whatever the art is or whatever the picture is, and then have more of these feeding out through AND gates and that sort of thing. And that's a good idea. But the problem with 15 puzzles that I've discovered is that in real life, you can slide any amount out. So if we took this out, in real life you'd be able to slide these two over, or you'd be able to slide, which we can do here. But the problem is now there's no way to slide these two back. You can slide the whole thing back, but there's no way to just slide from the middle. You can only slide from the edges. So now this hole can never get back to the center. No matter where we start it. Like if I start it here, once I do this, I can never get that hole back where it was. Unless I, break stuff. So really the 15 puzzle just isn't going to work that way. It'd have to be a lot more complicated. One option is to have two interlocking rings. So this bottom one is one ring and this top one is another ring. So you can see I've got the floor and a wall. This button will rotate the floor clockwise and this will rotate the wall clockwise. So you can see the floor is getting pushed around. So that white block extended one this way. So all of these got rotated clockwise. And this one would do the wall, all rotating clockwise. And so you can see this started as all blue on the floor and all white on the wall. And so it got mixed in together at this point. So the puzzle could be, maybe you walk into a room and there's parts of the floor and parts of the wall that are mixed up, and you've got to figure out which order to push these in to get it to unmix or something like that. That's not really a 15 puzzle, but that's I kind of came out of the idea of this because I said, well, you can't, the hole has to be in one of the corners. If it's anywhere in the edges or the middle, it'll get lost. So the only way to make it work at all is to have the edges sort of match up with another puzzle, which is why this is a shared edge. This line here could either go up here or it can go across the floor. So that's sort of the closest thing to that sort of puzzle that I can think of doing here. And you can see it kind of works. But and you could also have a button that does counterclockwise, so you could go either way with the floor and the wall. So you could potentially make something that could be cool out of that. So hope that answered that question. That was a great idea though with the redstone block. I built a little thing on Figcraft where I tried it out, had several redstone blocks underneath, and was feeding them out. So it worked except for the fact that 15 puzzles don't really slide like they do in real life. But cool. Let me know if you have any more questions.